Hey guys, what's up? So the time is now 7:06. I just turned off my car, trying to preserve my gas. But today I am coming to you with the video about last night, and this is no reference to the movie about last night. So I am on a spiritual journey. For those of you who do not know, my whole life I've been on a spiritual journey. I just didn't know it. But now I'm addressing it now that I do know that I'm on a spiritual journey. And I'm just been getting a lot of rest lately. For the past couple of years, like, I have not slept well at all. Like, my body was in such a discomfort that it actually started to show through, like, my appearance and the way I thought and everything. Like, I can't even explain it. But we're not going to talk about me right now. Well, we're going to talk about me, but that's not the sole purpose of this video. The sole purpose of this video is in reference to a wonderful lady I met yesterday. How we met was a bit odd, but what isn't odd nowadays? So yesterday I was driving Uber, and I haven't really been consistently getting up at the same time going out to drive, but I have still been completing my 12 hours. I find that, and this is just before I get into the message, I find that when I'm out driving, I get a lot of women at night. Like, I get a lot of women riders. Like, don't get me wrong, I get men, but a majority of riders that I get are women. And it's like, when they see me and they get in my car and I'm listening to whatever music that I'm listening to, and the car smells how it smells, they love my aura. They love, I don't want to say the energy, because that word is just overused, but they love the spirit that I carry when they're in a car. And a lot of my riders, if not all, it's like when they get in my car, they just start talking to me as if we know each other. And at first, the first 3 times it happened, I was like, I be looking up in the sky when certain things happen, because I just know, like, you sitting and saying to me. But I don't really say anything. I always, like, look or I smile. And sometimes I'll bust out laughing, and out of nowhere, I just literally do these things. I don't know why. I can't explain it. And then some people, if I'm around somebody, they'll get upset. Like, why are you doing this? Or why are you doing that? And I'm just like, sometimes it's not even worth explaining, because if you explain something to somebody, they're just going to look at you like you crazy. Or they're going to look at you like something is wrong with you when you just try and tell them what they just asked you. So, I don't know. But last night I was riding, and this lady, like, she was very, I don't want to say the word tipsy, but she had been drinking. And I'm all too familiar with people who drink. I know the body language and the language itself, and a person who is under the influence, because I grew up in the club scene. No, I did not grow up as a party girl or anything of that sort. I just grew up in a club scene. My mother was a entertainer, I like to say, and she owned a nightclub by the name of Expressions, and which later turned into Dreams or whatever the hell. I don't really know. But my mother owned a nightclub, and she owned a sports bar called Penny's Place. And I was there for a couple of times or whatever with my mother. And my mom drank. She liked to drink alcohol, much like my granddaddy, her daddy. She drank, and she just had such a lively spirit when she drunk, because I guess the day-to-day stresses of life, like when you don't drink, like, everything's so serious. You're so frantic, you're so afraid, you're so scared to. When she drinks, like, she took her hat off, and she was her organic self, or the organic self that she wanted to be, that her fears of her reality wouldn't let her be. Okay? So now, back to harnessing and bring it all in. Bring it all in. It's kind of dark in this car. It's a rainy, gloomy day, and I try to park in some light, but I guess the light is out right here in my building, so this is the best I could do for you. I met this lady, and when she got in the car, like, she was kind of iffy. Like, she requested the Uber, but then, and she saw that she had a female driver, and she tried to get in the front seat, and I had my whole life in the front seat, like, because I'm driving all day for 12 hours. I'm gonna need shit. Like, what the hell? I don't know why people get in your car and they think that it's just supposed to be empty everywhere. Like, how do you think I live? How do you think I'm gonna go out into the world? Like, people have their own issues too. Like, I ride around with my jacket and some snacks and some shit in the front just in case I need it, okay? I'm just kidding, but I'm dead serious at the same time. So she gets in the car and she's like, oh, I can't get in the front. I'm gonna get in the back. So she gets in the back. She's like, oh, I'm nervous. And I'm just like, girl, I don't know why you're nervous, because don't nobody want you. I said, I don't like women, and I barely like men, so you ain't got no worries here. I said it like that, and I laughed, and she laughed. And then, like, she just burst out and said, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about something, because I like your personality. You don't take me serious. You're not paying me no mind, which means you're going to say what you feel, because you just look like one of those people. Like, she's just talking to me. And we're talking. First, she asked me to turn my music off. I was listening to Future. A lot of people don't like Future. Yeah, so I turned off my music. Oh. Her phone was dying. So I just offered my charger, because that's the only way you can listen to music in this car, is if it hooks up to iCarPlay or CarPlay or whatever the hell. So she hooks up her phone and her playlist came up, but she never actually selected the song. So she just wind up charging her phone, and then she was just talking to me. So as we were talking, she was asking me what was the most thing that I found meaningful in life. And I remember, like, about to give a cliche answer, what most people would say. I thought about downplaying the conversation, but you know, I feel I'm starting to take my experiences with people in life a little bit more serious than I used to, instead of just thinking that it's just something that happens. So I overanalyze everything now. So when she asked me that, I'm like, my first initial thought was to say family, but my gut told me that that's not true. Like, you know, that is part of my truth, but that is not all of my truth. So if you reference my post on Facebook or Instagram, I believe, because it's intertwined right now, and on here, YouTube, I believe I said, don't quote me because I don't have it sitting right in front of me, but I said something along the lines of, you know, me living out my dreams and, you know, doing what it was that my purpose was that I had to do, so that I can save the lives and be a leader and lead a village of others. And she sat back and she was quiet. Like, they always say that a drunken mind speaks sober thoughts, and I really do believe that. A lot of people in this world right now, I don't think I've ever been one of them, but they have a problem with expressing their stuff unless they're intoxicated or under the influence. And it's a big problem right now in the world to me, because I wasn't raised that way. Like, and I'm so grateful. Like, I could talk to you guys for hours about my mother, literally, and you wouldn't get bored, but she just